Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today's topic is Isaac and I are going to be talking today about the grass genetic steers that we have that we're going to be selling. And these are not South Pole. They're not out of our personal herd. We have some friends up in North Missouri, and each year we help them market their steers. And these are a three-way cross. They'd be a Barzona, the Barzona breed, Red Angus, and Hereford. Those are the three. They do not have the Centipole, the Centipole breed in them. So we're going to be marketing about 258 of those. And so there's going to be a pot load. There'll be 80. For those of y'all that could take a pot load, there's going to be 80 of them available in June, about the first week of June. There'll be another pot load that would be a pot, by the way, is 50,000 pounds. That's a semi load. So if you had, these are going to be roughly around 600 pounds. The ones in June aren't. So on 50,000 pounds, what would that be? If they weighed 600, it'd be like 80, around 80 of them be 48. That'd be 48,000. So then we're going to have another 98 available the third week of July. So those will be sold as tens. We're not going to sell any numbers less than tens.
Setting a minimum because it's just
a minimum of 10 steers. So we're not going to sell twosies and threesies and foursies. It's going to be 10 head, and the price is going to be based on the Missouri Weekly Feeder Calf price on the USDA website, and we're going to have information on that on our website, greenpasturesfarm.net. And that price will be based on the previous week before those steers are loaded. So let's just say you loaded them on Friday, June, whatever, and it would be the previous Friday before that. The USDA always puts out a market summary for the week, and it'd be the top price of what those steers brought the week before on Friday. So that's how they're going to be priced. But I think we talked a little bit about people receiving steers. What do steer owners need before they get their steers?
Just to clarify what kind of infrastructure you're going to need when you're dropping these animals off, coming off the trailer. They're going to be a little stressed. They're going to be a little worked up from the trailer ride, depending on how far it was. So you're really going to need a solid, sturdy corral to drop them off into. Hold them in there for a night. You want to have good, clean hay spread out for them. You want to have a good, clean water for them. Somewhere that they can go. You're just going to hold them. They're not going to get out, but they're going to be able to just calm down, settle down, and then the next day, once they've settled, you can let them out into the pasture, let them start grazing and doing what they're meant to do. And then perimeter fence, you need to have some kind of perimeter fence of barbed wire, woven wire, or high tensile wire. At least a minimum of 4 strands, would you say?
Yeah.
Around the perimeter.
Poly braid
is not a perimeter fence.
It's not a perimeter fence.
We're just saying that because of past experience, you really do not want to have animals running. These animals are not going to be used to your farm. You need to have a way to keep them on your farm and keep them home, because you're going to spend the money to get these animals that you don't want them leaving. And another thing I wanted to talk about too is just the genetics side of it for grazing. These animals have been bred for this grass genetics over the years. The farmers, the friends up in North Missouri, they've been rotationally grazing for I don't even know how many years.
Oh gosh, longer than I have.
Yeah, and so their animals are they're bred for performing on grass, and they do really well.
They're very low input type cattle.
Yeah, yep.
They're not gonna. These steers are not gonna finish at 1,400 pounds. You're gonna be looking more at that 1,000 to 1,050 finish weight. And you can get an animal finished on grass as long as you keep away from those higher weights. They're broke to hot wire. They've been rotated. They rotate them basically about every 2 days. No grain.
Nope.
They don't use any growth implants in the ears. No hormones. They're just natural grass cattle. Mineral salt and forage.
And you can source the farm that you'll be, they're coming from the one farm going to yours. There's not any in between of the sale barn or anything. You're not going to be able to find genetics like this at the sale barn.
Folks, if you want a health rack, go and commingle a bunch of yearling or weanlings out of a sale barn. You mingle them all together. Those animals are stressed. They've been, exposed to everything, and you bring those things onto your farm, and you can expect to have some issues. So these will have their weaning shots. Of course, they'll be weaned. The group in July, the third week of July, those would be fall-born steers, and they're going to average around 500 pounds, somewhere in there, 500 to 550. So with that, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I think so. It's a good genetics to get yourself started in the grass grazing business.
And I think it's a good opportunity. Folks, a lot of y'all are excited to do grass finished beef. Let me give you a little tip. It takes a long time to get a grass finished steer. From the time of conception, you got to figure it's going to take 9 months for that calf to be born once the cow's bred. Well, then once it's born, it takes another 18 to 28 months, depending on the size of them, to get them finished. So now you're at 3 years, time of conception. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you, sometimes it's better off to start with steers and kind of learn your ABCs on grazing, right. And then if you want to move into cow-calf later, that's something you can do. Mm-hmm. So with that, I'm going to sign off. Go to greenpasturesfarm.net to find out more information. You can email me directly there. My email address is there, and y'all have a good one. We'll see you down the road.